One of the things we want to talk about tonight is the purpose of it, why are we even here? And it comes down to a simple thing that everybody in this room wants to have the opportunity to have their day in court if something goes wrong. And we are out here fighting for the little guy. We're out here fighting for people that have been injured, killed, maimed, that they get their day in court. And there's people that want to take that away from them. Without Jim and the ITLA staff, these guys do great work, and we appreciate everything that you do, the hours you put in, and I give a round of applause to Jimmy and the staff. Thank you. I also need to thank, a little bit like the Academy Awards that Mr. Cody was talking about, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my beautiful, supportive wife, Michelle, my daughter, Amanda, and my son, Martin, who couldn't be here tonight. Pat and Jim Browder, and my mother-in-law, Lois Minerick. And my great friend Jeff Walken came here for good moral support. Appreciate it. When I say we're here for the clients, the reason why we're here and what we do is for the clients. I have to reflect back on when I started working for John Simmons. John Simmons is a leader. He taught me so much. His leadership has permeated our firm. He's always put the client first, whether it's co-counseling with other people, fee splits, results, time, effort, expending, you name it. John's put the clients first. He's taught us all that. We're thankful for that. Appreciate it. So there's also a testament to John is what John and Jane Simmons both have done together. They've showed us the leadership on how to remember our clients, but to give back to the community. Whether it's charitable organizations like the Simmons Cancer Hospital in Springfield, the hospitals throughout the country, even the smallest soapbox derby in East Alton, they've shown us that way, and they've been great leaders for that. And I think that's a great example to hear. When we do well in our profession, it's like Tom was doing his donations. We need to give back. We need to give back to the people. And that's why today there are no centerpieces. You see the donations are going to the Asbestos Disease Awareness Organization for the people that have been victimized by being exposed to asbestos. I also have to thank my partners for all those women and men at that table that have done a lot for our firm. Without their support, I wouldn't be here tonight. The team of us is what gets the results for the client. We have writers, we have people that are great in trial, we have others that are great taking care of our financial circumstances, we have head nurse paralegals, we have call centers, we have all types of people that help us. And two of the people that really deserve a lot of credit are my legal assistant, Kim Galante, and Allie Piper for putting up with my BS over all these years. I also want to thank our new partners from New York, Paul and Jane. We've now merged with a New York firm, and it's given us a whole new presence, a whole new approach. And I appreciate all of you guys coming out from New York. It makes us a big team, and we know we got a great future together. I thank you for that. I'm not going to regale with some more stories, but last week I was at an event where Bill Clinton spoke. It was American for Disabilities fundraiser. And he said that one of the things that we need to do is remember the stories. And that reminded me, for us and the people in this room, it's remember the clients. And I just had a couple that I wanted to share with you because these are people that affected my life. James Schuler, he was dying of cancer. His only concern was he was hoping to get a new car to get the driveway fixed before he died because he knew his wife would be able to take care of it. And as I left their home, I got my little Ziploc bag with cookies and Snickers bars. And that's all they took care of. Just regular old people that were doing their thing. Don Gorsuch, he was a gentleman that was in the seminary, became a Chicago police officer, and he just told his story. He's like, look, I'm going to meet my maker. I don't want to have to go to court. I never wanted to go to court. But when he realized that that was his only opportunity to provide for his wife, because he was going to be gone at a younger age, he was willing to do it because his concern was also his wife. There's Mary Costantino. She was a law professor in Chicago. Her dad had a gas station in St. Louis, and she had cancer. And she fought surgery after surgery for her husband and her boys. I did her deposition here in Oakbrook. And she wrote an interesting article to the Wall Street Journal saying, it's not the trial lawyers that are the problem. It's the companies, it's the corporations that poisoned us that just didn't care. And then she did die. There was Jerry Harstead, who was a farmer, kind of a rancher type guy, had a trucking business. And his only interest was what brought him to tears was not being able to ride horses with his daughter, knowing that he was never going to leave the house again. It was just heartbreaking to see that. And when people talk about these people that don't matter, that is what matters, and that's what they're doing. There was Erwin Leisner in Bloomington. This guy was the happiest guy I'd ever met. He didn't think he was going to die. He didn't think he was going to succumb to cancer. He was going to beat it. And you know what? He convinced me too. I thought if anyone was going to beat this, Erwin would, and he didn't. Last one, I could go on for hours. I'm sure you guys could go on for hours. Was Audrey Colander. A younger woman, had 2 children, who just washed her husband's clothes. She didn't do anything wrong, wasn't in and out of any settings, who gave her deposition wearing a morphine pack. And all she wanted was one last vacation with her son and daughter before she died. And we got that for her. And the sad part was, she got that in. She called and said, hey, thank you. But as she was flying back home, the flight attendant went to wake her up. She died on the plane. That's why you guys are here. So all these people we're talking about, all the leaders that have come before us, and what you've done for the clients, we thank you. For all you young attorneys out there that are starting your profession, that are trying your first case, we thank you. For all the spouses out there that have to put up while your husband and wives are traveling and gone and working late, we thank you. For all the children out there, we thank you for the support you give us for when we're not home for those events. And we miss the baseball games, we miss the dance. That you understand that we're trying to do this for a purpose, we thank you. And I also have to thank a couple of people that taught me how to try cases. Dan O'Connell, who came out tonight, and Randy Ball, they knew what it meant to fight, to be prepared, as Tom said, to work hard, to do like what John and my John did by beating the opposition. Without that mentorship, we won't learn. And sharing these ideas amongst each other doesn't happen. That's what this group's able to do. And for all you judges and elected officials out there, we thank you for those hours you put in. When we're fighting over jury instructions and it's 8 o'clock at night, when you want that jury to get to closing arguments the next day, we appreciate that. For all you legislators that are fighting in your offices in Springfield, that are just trying to do the right thing for the state by getting the budget straightened out, by straightening out the pension problems, and by letting our clients get their day to court, and not trying to balance the budget off of someone that's been injured or maimed. Thank you. There's so many that I want to encourage going forward. My current executive board, I can't wait to work with you guys. This is going to be great. For the past executive boards I've served on, which include Cooney, Phillips, Shevlin, Lathrop, Flowers, Corboy, Cohen, Smith, and Cates. I thank all of you for putting me on your board, teaching me these things, and I hope to not disappoint you. And finally, the last thought, and again, I know I'm not here as long as Tom, but, today is about the clients. Go out there, fight for them,